Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Capcom versus SNK Pro for the PlayStation 1. Now, this game is kind of the follow-up to Marvel vs. Capcom, the Marvel vs. Capcom series, and it's kind of not at the same time. It's a partnership between Capcom and SNK, much in the same vein as Marvel and Capcom. They're not in the same series, but they are very similar. But it takes a lot of the popular characters from Capcom's fighting series and a lot of the popular characters from SNK's fighting series and puts them together. And I must say, this game is a much better port of the arcade version than Marvel vs. Capcom on the PlayStation 1. But what can you do? So I have to admit, I didn't really play this in arcades. When this came out, it was at that time where a lot of arcades were just starting to disappear from my area, and there wasn't any opportunity to play it because all the arcades were gone. So I basically had to do this on here. And of course we have our standard options. I'm gonna go ahead and configure my buttons as always. Want those to switch, want those to switch. I want that to be that, not to be that. Okay, good. Alright, so Capcom versus SNK. Let's get it. There's other modes. Color edit mode. Again, just a customization. You take the character you want and you make your own custom color palette for it. Training mode. Price mode. You can buy or view characters here. Let's take a look at that real quick. So as you're fighting, let's see if this works the same way as as Marvel vs. Capcom 2. As you're playing through and you'll gain points. You can go in the character shop and purchase different characters. Obviously, you don't have enough points, but it says EX character, so I think that's just like a different version of each character, maybe from a different game. I don't really know. It's been a long time since I played this, though. And again, you can purchase different pictures as well, if you are so inclined. Personally, I buy all the characters first and save all the pictures for later, but the pictures are much cheaper. Have a versus two characters match here, and then of course versus mode. We're gonna check out arcade mode because that's the meat and potatoes of this game. So not really much variety here. It's just your standard arcade mode and versus mode. I'm gonna stick with Capcom since that's what I'm most familiar with. Now here you have what's known as a ratio. Certain characters are worth a certain amount of points, and you have 4 to work with. I'm going to pick Ryu, who's worth 2. I'm going to pick Sakura and Kami. So you basically have 4 points to work with. You can have any combination of points. Therein you can have 4 1-point characters, you can have 2 2-point characters, you can have a 3-pointer and a 1-pointer, you can have a 2 and 2 1-pointers like I just got. It's up to you. If you feel more comfortable having 3 characters or 4 characters as opposed to 2 stronger characters, that might be good. But the weaker characters are more watered down. So just be aware of that. And you do have to defeat every character on each team before you can move on. I don't believe your health gets restored. Maybe a little. Well, it gets restored a little bit, but not fully. Well, I guess we'll see exactly.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, see, it didn't fill up completely, but it refilled a little bit. Let's just pound him a little bit. No, dude. And you get grades for certain moves. And the better you fight, the better your grade becomes. So as you can see, I kind of fought at a C level there, so I'm going to get a C for that. If you take hits, your grade lowers. You know, stuff like that. But, you know, it's a typical fighter. It's just that you have characters from, you know, different Capcom games and different SNK games. It's kind of neat to see them all paired up together. And, you know, I never played King of Fighters for the longest time. I wouldn't. When I first saw them on the PlayStation, I actually thought they were like 3D fighters like Tekken and something like that. I don't know why I thought that. But I never gave it a chance. I wouldn't even look at them in the store because I was one of those guys who was a hardcore, I'm a Street Fighter fan and I'm not going to play anything else. Which was stupid because both series are absolutely amazing. And if you're a fighting fan, if you claim to be a fighting fan, you should play games from different series just to experience them. I mean, they might not be great games. There's plenty of crappy fighting games out there. There's plenty of great ones too. And I kind of regret doing that as a youngster, not knowing any better. But after playing Capcom vs. SNK, I picked it up because it was really cheap, I think. And I played it and I really enjoyed it, and I found myself using some of the SNK characters a lot. Like I liked Yuri in this game, Terry Bogard. I never played Fatal Fury. Wow, I was thinking Final Fight, and then I was thinking Final Fury, and then I was like Final Fantasy. No, that's not right. But I never played Fatal Fury or any of the SNK games growing up. I didn't really go out to the arcades much when I was younger. I played games at home. Like I had Street Fighter 2 Turbo for the SNES, and that was my fighting game for a long time. And then as I got older, when I started going to college, that's when I went to the arcades and I was playing Marvel vs. Capcom and games like that. But I didn't really have many King of Fighter arcade cabinets around that time. So, you know, I didn't really have much experience. I'd seen articles of like Fatal Fury in Nintendo Power, and I really liked the character of Terry Bogard for some reason. But it wasn't until Capcom vs. SNK Pro that I really got a taste of what SNK was like. Get out of here. I should really try playing as some of the different characters here. Excuse me while I just hurricane kick you into submission here. Or I could sure you can you. There we go. But after playing Capcom vs. SNK, I really got into the SNK side of it. I was really interested in picking it up. So I started playing a few King of Fighter games. I picked up, I think King of Fighters 11 was my first King of Fighters game that I really played. And then I really got into the series. Gotcha. But yeah, this is my first experience with SNK. Let's try out some of the other characters here. You were your own worst enemy. That's nice. And he's got a big old... There's always one of these big, huge groups of characters. You have to go through 4 of them. Blanca. And it's kind of neat. The artist from SNK drew the pictures for the Capcom characters, and the artist from Capcom drew the pictures for the SNK characters. So you can notice a difference in art style for those portraits. And if you're familiar with, you know, Capcom or SNK's artwork, you'll notice the different, you'll notice the styles. Whoops. But yeah, unfortunately, Sakura is really toned down. Her Hurricane Kick is really short. Did he just scratch his butt? Did you just scratch your butt at me? I don't like that. Get out of here. Don't you scratch your butt at me, monkey boy. I don't even know what he might not be a monkey boy. He's a jungle boy. And he's green. I don't know if they ever really explained that in the games. I don't really know. But they certainly explained it in the movie, Street Fighter the movie. And I don't care. People don't like that movie, but I love movies like that. They're so off the wall and so, so different from what the game actually is, and but I still love them because they're so cheesy and so ridiculous. It's like Street Fighter and Super Mario Brothers, the movie. They're so bad, but they're so awesome at the same time.
Round 3, fight.
I could watch. I'll be honest. I could watch Super Mario Brothers the movie all day. That movie's amazing. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. But anyway, oh, he kneed me in the face. I don't need you to do that, sir. That's not okay. Quit dodging me, bro. Oh, he got... Oh, no, he didn't. I got him out of it. Darn it. Wrong move. Oh, he got me. Right at the last second. Oh, but I got 2 of them. That's okay. Time to bring out Cammy. I think I'll call it after this fight. And there we go. He was already almost done. And I'm getting a phone call, but I'm not going to answer it because I'm recording stuff now. Baby? No. Not in this lifetime, buddy. Get a haircut. Come on, quit jumping around. You are not a frog, sir. There we go. Yes, German suplex. Nice, gotcha. All right. So you can kind of see like the characters with lower levels. They've been very kind of dumbed down, but still fun to play with. I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of here because I want to take a look at some other things real quick. As soon as it's done loading, and of course it's a PlayStation game, so there's gonna be loading screens and loading times and loading. There we go. I just wanted to get one hit in. So we'll exit the game, and we get 129 points. Okay, so we can use that to purchase characters. I'm guessing we don't have anywhere near enough money to points to capture actually purchase anything, but why not? Let's see if we have any purchasing power. And there's characters that are not yet available. A lot of these are just EX characters, but you can unlock Morrigan, Evil Ryu, Akuma, Iori, and Nikaruru. But you can buy some other things. Let's take a look at. Let's buy Yuri's. Push start button plus another button. Yes, it says, and Sakura. Okay. So those are just different versions of each character. I'm not really sure what the differences are for each one. You just have to kind of play around and figure it out. I don't want, well, I guess random stage, yes. Turbo, Capcom Groove, and you can see all the characters. Kyo, Yuri was one of my favorites. Mai is one of my all-time favorites. And of course, Mai versus Chun-Li. It's kind of a dream matchup, but I'm just trying to see if we gain points in training mode. Because I know in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 you can gain kind of an interesting. Some characters have interesting little intro screens if they're paired up against, they're matched up against one another, like Ryu and Sakura, I think, in Mai vs. Chun-Li. But yeah, in Marvel vs. Capcom, if you just went into the practice mode and you just left it open for a while, you could, leave it on. You turn off your T. You could go out and do something, or you could leave it on overnight, and in the morning or when you came back, you'd have a ton of points you could use to buy stuff with. And that was kind of what I used to do sometimes, what other people used to do, because it took so long to build up all the points that you need, because characters cost like 2,000 points a piece, almost anywhere from like 1,000 to 2,000 points, and it was just ridiculous. Let's see, that should be enough time. But in this game, they're much easier to get, and we do get a few points. So you could do that. You could leave it open for a while and build up points that way if you don't have the patience to go through and fight these games the legitimate way. Alright. But that's pretty much it for Capcom vs. SNK Pro Millennium Fight 2000. Freaking ridiculous title, but but yeah, that's the team up between Capcom versus SNK. Wasn't the only one. They did a second Capcom versus SNK. They did SNK versus Capcom, which was published by the SNK side. This one was done by, programmed mostly by Capcom. SNK versus Capcom Chaos was done by SNK. There's actually a card game they did for was it the DS? I think it's the DS. Capcom versus SNK Card Fighters or something like that, which is kind of neat, but kind of complicated at the same time. But yeah, it was kind of a cool partnership. I wish they had done more with it. I don't know. Would have liked to have seen more random characters from other games. They kind of made up for that in Capcom vs. SNK 2, but in this one it was all King of Fighters and Street Fighter and a couple of extra characters thrown in that you had to purchase, and but still a great game. A lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed watching this Let's Demo, and I will see you for the next one.